There is an animal visiting your yard tonight that most people never stop to understand. It moves slowly. Its eyes reflect your porch light like tiny mirrors. Its tail looks almost unnatural. And when people see it, the reaction is usually the same. They grab a broom, they chase it away, or they simply assume it doesn't belong there. After all, it looks like the kind of creature nature forgot to finish. Not quite a rat, not quite a cat, not quite anything familiar. But what if that strange visitor is one of the most useful animals that can possibly enter your yard? What if every night, while you sleep, it is fighting a battle most homeowners never even realize is happening? Because the true story of the Virginia opossum is not a story about scavenging. It is a story about protection. And like many of nature's most important workers, it performs that job almost entirely unnoticed. Before we talk about the opossum, we need to talk about something much smaller. Something hiding in your grass, in your flower beds, in the piles of leaves collecting beneath your trees. Ticks. Most people think of ticks as a nuisance, a minor annoyance, the kind of thing you remove after a walk through the woods. But scientists see them very differently. Ticks are among the most successful disease carriers in North America. They spread Lyme disease, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, anaplasmosis, babesiosis, and a growing list of illnesses capable of affecting people for months, years, or even longer.
What makes them so dangerous is not their size. It is their invisibility. A mosquito announces its arrival. A tick does not. It waits, patiently, quietly, sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks. And once it finds a host, most people never notice until long after the bite has happened. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people encounter tick-borne diseases. Yet very few stop to ask a simple question. What keeps tick populations under control? The answer, surprisingly, may be wandering through your yard after sunset. For decades, the Virginia opossum carried one of the worst reputations in North America. People saw an animal with sharp teeth and assumed aggression. They saw a scavenger and assumed filth. They saw something unfamiliar and decided it must be dangerous.
Nature has always struggled with this problem. The less an animal resembles us, the easier it becomes to misunderstand. But scientists began noticing something interesting. Areas with healthy opossum populations often seem to have fewer ticks. At first, it was just an observation. Then researchers looked closer, and what they found changed the way many people viewed the animal forever. Despite their messy appearance, opossums are extraordinarily clean animals. They groom themselves constantly, almost obsessively. Like cats, they spend large portions of their day cleaning their fur. Every parasite attached to their body becomes a target. And when a tick climbs aboard, it usually does not survive. The opossum finds it, removes it, and eats it. One tick, then another, then another. Night after night, week after week. Researchers discovered that a single opossum can eliminate thousands of ticks over a relatively short period of time. Think about that for a moment. An animal most people consider a pest may actually be functioning as a biological defense system. Not because it wants to help humans, not because it understands disease, but because evolution accidentally gave it a role that benefits everyone around it. And this is where the story becomes fascinating, because the opossum is not merely surviving in your yard, it is improving it. Every night, it moves through the exact environments where ticks wait for hosts. Leaf litter, tall grass, garden edges, wooded borders. The same places where people walk, where pets explore, where children play. The opossum moves through these environments like a silent vacuum cleaner, removing parasites that might otherwise find their way onto something else. Suddenly, the strange animal beneath your porch does not seem so strange anymore. It begins to look more like an ally. But the ticks are only the beginning. because almost everything people think they know about opossums is wrong. Perhaps the most common myth is that opossums are dangerous carriers of rabies. The truth is almost the opposite. The Virginia opossum has one of the lowest body temperatures of any mammal in North America. So low, in fact, that the rabies virus struggles to survive inside it. Documented cases are extraordinarily rare.
Yet the myth persists, not because of science, but because fear travels faster than facts. The same thing happens with aggression. People see 50 teeth and assume violence. But teeth alone do not tell a story. Behavior does. And the behavior of an opossum reveals something entirely different, an animal that would rather avoid conflict at almost any cost. When threatened, an opossum rarely attacks. It retreats. It hides. And when all else fails, it performs one of the strangest acts in the animal kingdom. It dies. Or at least, it appears to. You have probably heard the phrase, playing possum. Most people imagine an animal pretending, acting, making a conscious decision. But that is not what happens. The opossum does not choose this response. Its body chooses for it. Extreme stress triggers an involuntary state that causes the animal to collapse. Its breathing slows. Its body becomes limp. Its eyes remain partially open. It may even release odors associated with death. For a predator, the message is clear. This meal is no longer worth eating. And remarkably, this strategy often works. The animal survives by becoming something predators no longer want. It is not bravery. It is not intelligence. It is biology. A survival mechanism written directly into its nervous system millions of years ago. And speaking of millions of years, there is another secret hidden beneath that strange face. The Virginia opossum is the only marsupial native to North America. That means its closest famous relatives live on the other side of the planet. Kangaroos, wallabies, koalas. When baby opossums are born, they are astonishingly small, smaller than most people can imagine. Blind, hairless, fragile. They crawl instinctively into their mother's pouch, where they continue developing in safety. Months later, when they emerge, they often ride on her back through the darkness, tiny passengers clinging to their mother as she explores the night. It is one of the most ancient parenting strategies still visible in the modern world. And it happens quietly in neighborhoods, gardens, and forests all across North America. Most people never notice. Perhaps because the most remarkable things in nature rarely demand attention. They simply continue happening, whether we are watching or not. But the final discovery may be the most surprising of all, because hidden inside the blood of the opossum is something scientists never expected. Resistance. Not to disease, not to cold, but to venom. The venom of rattlesnakes, copperheads, cottonmouths. Venoms capable of seriously injuring or killing many animals. Yet the opossum possesses biological defenses that allow it to survive encounters that would be catastrophic for most mammals. Researchers studying these defenses discovered compounds with the potential to inspire future medical treatments. Imagine that. The strange animal wandering through your backyard may hold clues that help scientists solve problems in human medicine. The creature people chase away with a broom may be carrying answers hidden in its blood. And suddenly the entire story changes. The ugly scavenger becomes an ancient survivor. The unwanted visitor becomes a protector. The animal nobody wanted becomes an animal nobody truly understood. Maybe that is the real lesson of the Virginia opossum. Nature's most valuable creatures are rarely the ones demanding attention. They are often the quiet workers, the misunderstood ones, the animals performing important jobs while the rest of the world looks the other way. Tonight, when darkness falls and something moves slowly across your yard, pause for a moment before judging it. Look closer. You may not be looking at a pest.
You may be looking at one of the oldest survivors in North America. A creature that has outlived predators, climate shifts, and countless changes to the world around it. A creature that asks for almost nothing, and gives far more than most people realize. The next time an opossum visits your yard, don't reach for a broom. Just watch. Because sometimes the animals we fear most are the ones helping us the most.